rent. We're not paying mortgages. We're not owning property. We're not buying stores. Some people get $13,000, $7,000, $8,000 on their income tax every year and won't stop and clean up their credit.
Right.
And then say, I'm mad that I can't get this. You're mad because you made a bad decision.
Yes.
But live with that decision and move on.
Grow from it.
Yeah. And, and that's so good because, we allow, like I said before, violence starts, mentally in our mind as verbally. We cause a lot of violence in our own self and anger in our own self because we contribute to what we think we can't receive. But when we have the opportunity to even do it, we're not able to do it because we don't even try. We have, like you said, you have $13,000 and you don't even take that money and put it into savings or try to find somewhere you can get, you can get a home or buy some property that you can learn things. And the young lady's talking about, I think Laraj also said, I remember one time me and Brenda was going out somewhere one time. I saw a kid, 6 o'clock. We were in over in West Side kind of over there. Me and my friends over there. 6 o'clock in the morning. Not 6 o'clock. 2 o'clock in the morning. There's a 6-year-old outside. And I'm like, what the heck? Yeah. I'm like, why is this 6-year-old outside now?
Because the mama outside.
And we're like, what's going on? Why is this 6-year-old outside? That child should be in the bed, getting ready for school or whatever it is. But we are so, we can be so radical in our thought process. I ain't going to let nobody tell me nothing. Well, that's the problem. You need to let somebody tell you something.
But you know what, babe?
Yeah.
I want to say this because I don't want to down our race. We have some positive.
No,
I'm not saying you guys are, but I'm saying this is what I'm about to say. We was talking earlier about celebrities not giving back, but I'm not a good sports person, but I think it was Magic Johnson when he did the theater thing.
Yeah.
Kudos to him because he gave thousands of people jobs.
Yes.
I love him for that. And as far as when
he opened up schools as well.
Opened up schools. I mean, he gave back. Some of them didn't, but he actually gave back. And the more you give, the more you receive because God going to keep on blessing you.
And there's a lot of them that give back, but there's some of them that have, have a lot to give back.
And they won't.
Exactly.
And they won't. And it's like, we've got to, once you climb the mountain, throw a rope down there for a brother.
Exactly.
We live in a selfish world.
And that's true. However, if we climb that mountain, sometimes when we're going up that mountain, this, shout out to my big brother Henry. Sometimes you climb that mountain and you have the opportunity to climb that mountain with your brother. Mm-hmm. But we make a decision and say, I'm going to see how far he go.
Exactly.
And then you can't believe how far he's went until he's no longer in your grasp. So sometimes that rope is thrown down.
Yeah, it is there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it is, and the other times it's not. And Tracy, I'm shouting you out. I know some beautiful women that's been in my life that will help reach back and help. If they know you're in a time of need, they'll turn around. And their situation as well as yours, but they'll say, hey, if I got $10, you got $5.
Tracy never gave me no money.
You ain't never had. But see, I'm saying she have a heart of gold like that. And when it comes to our selfish generation, we don't think that way. Let's go back to the crabs in the barrel. I want to soar with the eagles in the sky. Yes, I don't want to be stuck down and say, Raymond think he got it going on, and I'm going to keep pulling him down. And that's the way our mentality has been brainwashed into us. Everything does go back to our ancestral.
Okay, but let me ask you this question. I got to throw this out. Why are we the only ones that? Why is it only the African Americans? Is it only the African Americans that happens?
But we only speaking of
it seems like that.
We the only ones that's being highlighted.
Yeah,
it's not like it's not going on. We're just being highlighted. Mm-hmm. And then when you get back to the violence, and you see, you say, well, you say it's okay for y'all to kill each other, it's okay. But then when the police kill us, it's okay. What do you mean when the police kill us, it's okay? No, it's not okay. It has never been okay, and we have never condoned killing each other. So when we get to that point, we have to also address that because psychologically it has messed up our kids' mind. So when they come out, I have known 2 young men, when they see police cars, they go into like fits or seizures. So we got to be careful with how we train these kids, and then the protection. So that's why I'm glad brothers like Romeo and Minister Kane here and myself and others, shout out to Ronell, Keith, and Phil and Laro for doing what y'all doing on the north side. Brothers standing together, keep standing strong so no one stands alone. See, these brothers go out in the street like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. You can call them, and guess what? They'll be there. But we have to tackle that. Once we tackle that and let them know that it's not okay, because I don't accept that at all. I don't think I'll ever be able to accept what they did in South Carolina. And it's only through God's grace and his mercy. The twins is what I call them.
Oh, I like
As
that.
I didn't react.
Mercy.
Go ahead, man. You want to say something?
Yeah. No. I'm just listening, man. I'm becoming full off everything you're throwing out there. I just want to hit these 2 points, and I'm gonna sit down. Honestly, I'm gonna sit
We
down.
all are.
I'm gonna sit down.
He'll be back up. He'll be back up.
Going into that racially divided pie. Yeah, every community does have their issues. Yet again, we're distracted with their issues. We support gay pride and Mexican pride and Asian restaurants and everything in between. There's no black march through the city that should congregate the type of crowd that it should get. We want the police to come in our communities and police us when we don't police ourselves.
Yeah.
We'll call the police and then send them on their way.
Right.
Those brothers and sisters in that blue shield, we don't know what they face. So I've never, and I don't teach my students to condemn the police, regardless of what you see. If you want to Google how to make a top flip on a table 50 times, it'll come up in 1,000 different ways.
Yeah.
So if the only thing we're going on there to look for is police abuse,
That's what
then
you're gonna
that's
find.
what you're gonna
Yeah,
find.
that's true.
Yeah, that's-
and you know, and our show we've talked about that. We've actually had some policemen on here. We know the Chicago police. There's a lot of great police officers, and just like everything else, there's a bad apple in all things.
Crooked.
You do have some people like that. One of the things I'm going to throw out there, some of the things you never hear about. You always hear about black crime, but statistics back in 2011 show that 83% of white murders are done by white people, and so that it's a high number as well. So interracial killing is high in every racial boundary, and so we've got to understand that as well. Hey, we've got to almost go to our break. You got one more question or something like that you want to add or something? Because we really ain't got no time. You need to go to the last stop, girl.
I'm about to do next
Because
week's topic.
we could be talking about this for another 2 hours, boy.
Well, next week's topic is living well, the audacity to hope in a confused society. And we are so confused. Now, the McCain train is pulling into our last stop, and we want to thank Raymond Richard and Laraj Thomas, a.k.a. Romeo,
Brother
for joining us on the Let's Stay Together talk show. Now, to wrap it all the way up, we got 6 minutes there. This last question is there an epidemic?
No, we ain't going to have the last question because we'll never get to it.
Well, Dave,
We'll never
you
get
just
to it.
caught me
I'm
in
sorry,
the-
babe. We'll never get to that last question. I'm just going to thank my brother
Dang.
real quickly. Man, tell me again what you're doing.
Brother Raymond, I'm founder and executive director of Brothers Stand Together, so no one stands alone. We mentor youth from 15 to 24. We get the young men who are not in school. We put them in school. The ones in school, we encourage them to stay in school. We also do house visits. We do one-on-one mentoring with the young brothers because we understand the kids don't want to know how much you know. They want to know how much you care.
Talk about that book real quick.
The Book of Raymond, a journey from prison, praise, and poetry, was a book put together, inspired by God, who dropped a revelation on me to change my life. I better send a shout out to my wife while I get my
I was
head
just about to
knocked
say
off.
that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I looked this way, right? You see, I looked out like, woo. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the queen, because she always been holding me down. But the book is
Who's the queen's name, man? Come on.
the queen, my queen, Lisa Richard, as the world know, Miss Richard, and they call her queen because every time she come around, they go to queen.
Okay.
But yeah, the Book of Raymond, Prison Praise and Poetry, is the poetry is lined up with scripture. There is no profanity in it, and it's a brief synopsis of my life. So go and check it out.
Talk to me, Laraj.
Quick shout out. Follow me, Romeo Turner, on social media. Big shout out to Mario Marcel for Kingdom City. We just had a debut sold out show. We got another one coming July 26th. Also, I just want to end on this, brothers. I'm in youth development, so big shout out to all my brothers and sisters who work with the youth. We are that village. We've been that village, and it's easier to kill 1 million people than it is to control 1 million people. So that's what's going on.
Yeah, and
that was to the point.
It's wonderful. You guys have been. This has been a great show. The information that you all have given us has been great. We're going to have to do this again August the 4th. We're going to bring a couple more brothers in here. We need to bring some sisters in here too. They can talk about some things as well. And kind of
ladies, I'm about to round you up, Tracy.
To
help
talk
me
about
round the
well
ladies
because,
up.
there's a lot of violence that goes on in both male and female, and so we've got to talk about that. One of the things we definitely need to do is that we've got to unify ourselves again. Unity. We cannot sit here and as Romeo, I call him Laraj. That is your name, ain't it?
Yes. Yeah, and Laraj means king.
Okay. So okay. So I don't know why you didn't stay with Laraj all the time, King.
Hey, King.
Going with Romeo.
You with Romeo the lover.
Yeah, so Laraj and Raymond with we need to bring the unity back into our communities, the love and the care. We have to have the respect back in there. But in order to receive that respect, you got to stand as a man and a woman deserving the respect. We have stopped doing that, and we need to come back, learn how to be a part of the block. If it's not a block party or a block club on there, I know it may sound old-fashioned like the 70s, but start something. Start something in your community. You can change a person's life on that block. So start looking at changing that block. And then when you change your block, go to the next block and tell them that, hey, this is what we're doing on our block. We want you to join this block. And you could change miles of blocks. And then people are wondering, what are they doing over there that we can be doing? It can start with you. Like a Laraj, the king that he is, and Raymond, over here, the man of God who has came through trials and tribulations, but now is standing up and telling men that you can do all things as well. And even for me in my life, which has not always been, a silver spoon itself. Right. If anything, this has been a tarnished spoon that I've changed into silver. And that's what we do as African Americans. You change that tarnish back into silver. And then once you do that, realize that ain't the last step, because you can turn it into gold. Our communities have the enrichment and empowerment that is gold, that we can do great things. So I want us to do that. Hey, man, I really appreciate you all coming out here, doing what you're doing, helping. Laraj, keep on working with those people. Raymond, keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on saying something about your queen. I got to give my queen a shout out here. Author Brenda McCain, my baby, 21 years of marriage, 23 years of being together, right?
Yeah, that's
you got to think about it, too. That's my queen. I treat her like a queen, and men, you need to start treating each other like a queen. What's that show we're going to be doing next week? I know you put it up again. I always do that.
The audacity to hope in a confused society. We have a lot to talk about, some great guests. I was telling Tracy, for the next 3 weeks, we just have all men on the panel. So you should be
this
happy.
Is a man's world.
No, it's not.
It wouldn't be none
it's been great, but that's the part she never hears. Like she don't let me finish it. No, it's not. Let the brother finish. Right. I think Raymond said something about and know your place. I'm listening right here. Man, this has been an excellent show. Awesome. These brothers are going to be back again on the August the 4th. We've already booked them. If they can't come back, we're going to find the neighborhood they in and grab them and bring them back here. Because we got to talk about this again. Thank you all, brothers, for being with us. Baby, you got anything else?
Shout out to my queen, Miss Christine Thomas. That's my mom.
Hey, all right. There you go.
Hey, Mama.
Yeah, Mama said, that's my boy. Hey, we really appreciate this. We appreciate y'all coming. Baby, you got anything else you got to be before we get off the air?
Peace and love.
Peace and love. Hey, Jonathan, clean us out, man. This is the Let's Stay Together show. Your host, Reverend Rick McCain, along with my baby, my girl, my boo. Hope you enjoyed the show. See you next week, 7 p.m. Central. Woo-hoo!